Today's session is going to be about mobile device synchronization. It should be short and easy. And it's going to be something that we use every day in our personal life and out in the business world. So let's get started.
All right. Sharing is caring. You're pulling a me. There we go.
All right, everyone can see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, I got a funny story for later.
Hey man, I did half a presentation before somebody let me know I wasn't sharing.
Here we go. So the objectives for this session are to describe the purpose and value of synchronizing data between mobile devices, desktops, and laptops, identify the types of data that can be synchronized and the two main synchronization methods, describe the connection types available to enable synchronization, name the steps to synchronize the data between mobile devices and laptops or desktops, and identify common pitfalls when synchronizing data between mobile devices and laptops or desktops. Okay. And our TBSMs to keep in mind today are customer focus, and our mindset is future orientation. So, let's get started here, guys. Okay. So, like we all know, smartphones, tablets, they can be synchronized, or a short word for that is sync, with your local PC or out in the cloud. If you guys have galleries on your iPhones or on your Android, you probably use that, the cloud to some feature, store your photos or contacts. Some of the benefits of the synchronization include backup your data, having the data available in multiple locations and devices at the same time, setting up a new device, and downloading updates and patches. So I'm sure we've all been there except Kelly, who doesn't upgrade his phone for every 10 years. But when you upgrade to a new phone, all you have to do is usually, click one simple button that says synchronize with your previous settings that are usually stored in the cloud. So that's one method that we see a quick benefit of. Okay, and the process includes various mobile devices sync differently depending on the device vendor and software required. So you're gonna sync differently on an Apple than you would on an Android. You will also sync differently on a laptop as opposed to a mobile device or between mobile devices. It also changes, there's certain apps that help with this, and and operating systems as well. So I'm gonna have one of you guys actually read this slide for me. Do I have a volunteer? Okay, do you guys want me to pick on someone?
This group prefers the voluntold method.
Sure.
Oh, Danielle.
Danielle, I was just about to pick on you, so thank you.
I was reading from mine. Okay, it says mutual authentication for multiple services. Do you want me to read the whole thing, right?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, so it says definition: mutual authentication is a process in which both the server verifies the credential of the client and the client also verifies the credential of the server. The purpose is to add additional security to the process. Details: both Android and iOS devices support this type of authentication, typically use SSL. One of the challenges presented to performing this type of authentication in mobile device is their relatively lack of processing power when compared with desktops and laptop systems.
Thank you so much, Danielle. So mutual authentication, that's a term that we're going to come across quite often and for the remainder of the course. And like it said here, you're verifying, the client's verifying with the server that it is the client, and the server verifies back that is actually who they say they are, and this provides additional security to the process when you're doing your backups and your synchronizations. Okay, and things Android and iOS both support this type of mutual authentication using single sign-on in SSL. All right, does anyone have any questions about this slide here?
What is SSL?
We talked about it yesterday with regards to the email. It was the added level of security you could put on top of email. So it's SSL stood for Secure Sockets Layer. That was the precursor to the more modern security method, which was transport layer security. And it's not just for email, but we saw it in that context yesterday when we were talking about synchronizing emails.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Your mic muted, sir. There you go.
Oh, I'm sorry, it must be on auto detect. You guys hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. Types of data that we can synchronize. Jamari, will you be able to read this list for me, please?
Okay. Number 1, contacts. 2, programs. 3, bookmarks. 4, email. 5, pictures. 6, documents. 7, music. 8, videos. 9, calendar. 10, location data. 11, social media data. 12, ebooks.
So these are all things that we want to synchronize, and it's fairly easy for us to synchronize between our mobile devices, PC, and other hardware. Okay, we're gonna go a little bit more in depth. Go ahead, Ogawa.
You said I should go ahead?
Yeah, you said you had a question, yes?
No, I did not say no.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so context, we can use push synchronization. So push means it's automatically and requires no effort from the user. And this way you ensure that changes made to the contact list either on the mobile device or the desktop will be updated to the other device the next time you connect to the email account from the other device. It will also update if the mobile device makes a direct connection to the desktop. Okay, can someone read applications for me? Just come off mute and read whoever would like to.
Applications, program data from applications such as databases can also be synchronized between servers and mobile devices. A good example is the synchronization of the data entered into handheld devices used by the wait staff in restaurants and the server in the back room of the restaurant.
Thank you so much. Thank you. 3 is bookmarks. Usually I use Chrome a lot and I use it both on my phone and my desktop. So if I'm looking at something on Chrome because I have it set up to automatically synchronize, the last page that I was looking on Chrome will come up on my desktop when I open my browser on my desktop. Let's go on to the next page. Will someone read email?
The mobile device will synchronize the contacts, calendar items, and email each time the mobile device makes contact with the email account. This results in a consistent state between what is seen on the desktop and what is seen on the mobile device. Push synchronization will usually allow you to configure the push schedule such as every 30 minutes. To preserve battery life, push sync should take place less frequently.
So basically, this is how you set up synchronization between your mobile device and a laptop for your email account. And in my personal case, I have Gmail on my phone and on my laptop. So whenever I look at an email, on my phone, it'll show up on my laptop that as it's viewed. If I send something out from my phone and I want to check it out later on in my laptop, it's also there. I have it a little bit more frequent than 30 minutes, but that's because I'm currently working from home and sometimes I'm not by my laptop and I want to have access to everything that I'm doing. So, and battery isn't really a concern for me because I am at home and I have, a charger in every room. But yeah, that's something that you might want to consider in a professional setting, is maybe setting it up to configure a little less often to save battery for both your mobile device and a laptop. Let's see. Well, Tomas, would you read 5 and 6 for me, please? You're muted, brother. I see your lips moving, but I can't read them.
I can do it.
Right now, try a mic test now, Tomas.
Picture another item that user frequently want to view from their mobile device without going through the process of manually downloading them to their device. Synchronization allows the picture store on a desktop or even on a share on a server to be available on their mobile device.
Kabiro gave you an assist there, Tomas. Good job. Thank you, Kabiro. All right, how many of you guys use this on your phones, like your iPhone gallery, or your Android pictures? You share it on the cloud. Yeah. All right, Danny has that. Anyone else? Or do you guys all keep your images on your hard drive?
Users have come to expand this functionality.
All right, here we go. Documents. Gally, would you read documents for us?
Yes. Technology to sync the documents located in multiple locations has been around for some time now. Users have come to expect this functionality, and it is present in modern mobile devices as well. Users want to be able to work anywhere on any devices, and this facilitate that.
Yeah, awesome. Again, in my personal life, I have Word on my phone, and if I'm typing up something in my house and I need to go somewhere on the train or something, I can open up that document on my Word, on my mobile Word or Office mobile, and keep working on that. And then when I get to wherever I'm going or when I come back, I can reopen it on my desktop or my laptop and continue to work on that. It's extremely useful for people on the go and in the professional setting. Music, videos. We're gonna group that into multimedia. I mean, pictures should have been in there, but it's the same concept. You can have your music on your desktop and on your mobile device, or you can have it up on the cloud.
Music can also be included in the
and videos as well.
This helps.
How about can I get someone to read calendar? Stephanie, would you read calendar for me?
The calendar is a critical application for both work and play. All mobile devices support syncing the calendar between devices. In some cases, it may require a small application, especially when the email system of which the calendar is part of is in a different ecosystem. For example, Google Mail and iPhone. Google Mail and the iPhone. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm trying to read on this smaller thing.
Thank you. So we all update our calendars usually very often. I find calendars that it helps me keep on track, organized, keep track of appointments and things like that. So it's important to be able to have that information available to you, whether you're on your mobile device or on a desktop. And a lot of the companies like Google Mail, like Gmail, will automatically sync the calendar for you as well. And some things, like if I sync on my iPhone, if I sync my overall calendar, it will also, I have it set up that it also sync to my Gmail and my Office 365 account as well. So you can layer it in multiple ways to have that sync across multiple apps, multiple platforms, and multiple devices. Okay, let's have someone read 10 for us, location data. Doris, would you read location data for me?
I can read it. Oh, who's gonna read it?
I can't.
Yeah, whoever would like to go ahead.
Okay. You want me to go ahead?
Location data, yes, go ahead.
Okay. In some cases, users may decide to allow an application to track their location for the purpose of tailoring search results. When this is done, it can be a one-time thing, or the user can give the application ongoing permission to do so. Most device browsers will indicate this with some sort of icon or indicator on that page.
So I think Kelly spoke about this the other day about apps tracking your location. You know, they have to ask for consent, but sometimes we don't realize how much consent we're giving them. But yes, this data is synced between your devices. So like if you were on your mobile device and you were at Home Depot, you know, and then you come back home and you log on to, let's say, Lowe's.com, that data that was synced to your mobile device can be synced to your desktop, and your search results at that new website will probably reflect some way what you were looking at in your mobile device. Then we have social media data. Can I have someone read that for me?
I'll read it. Social media data. While social media was once a guilty distraction, today even businesses and organizations use social media. When users have multiple accounts, many mobile platforms such as Google and Apple offer applications that can allow them to track and post to multiple accounts at once, reducing the time required to check and update the accounts.
Thank you so much, Dan. Yeah. Awesome. What about ebooks? Ebooks is something that we can also synchronize between devices and desktops. And that comes in handy a lot, especially when you're studying for exams or just for pleasure. So keep that in mind, that's also things that we synchronize. All right, synchronization methods. So iOS, so we can synchronize through the cloud or externally or locally through wired connections. And iOS use their proprietary 30-pin or 8-pin lightning cables, while Android and Windows use USB micro B.
Yeah, I can't do this.
Okay. And then for external network connections to the cloud, we sync with Wi-Fi, LTE, 3G, and 2G. If we remember, LTE means long-term evolution, which is pretty much 4G, right? And then third generation and second generation networks as well. Anyone have any questions about the methods for synchronization while we're on this slide? Okay, thank you. Go on to the next slide. Synchronization requirements. All right. Application requirements. OS and disk space. This operating systems are Mac, Windows, You don't need a lot of memory storage space. It's important that if you're synchronizing between devices and desktops, like if you're going to store video or pictures, you need to have enough storage space for the things that you're going to synchronize. Okay, so you might have run into an issue where you're synchronizing between mobile devices, and the new mobile device that you have doesn't have enough storage space for your pictures or your videos. So you should keep that in mind whenever you're synchronizing. In iOS, iTunes syncs everything on the phone. So everything that you have on the iPhone, Apple iTunes will be able to sync that for you. Android syncs online with Google, and it uses third-party apps to transfer movies and music. Okay, Windows Phone uses the Windows Phone app, and media is synchronized, but email, contacts, and other things are not. When you're synchronizing to the cloud, it is completely hands-off. There's no physical cables, no local files. And basically all you need is your account to have enough storage space, right? A lot of some clouds like, some cloud services like Google Drive or OneDrive by Microsoft, they give you like a trial or a free account basically, and it's usually very limited. And then, you can pay for more storage and more space. So your only limitation there will be your access to the network and how much storage you have available to you. Any questions on this slide here, guys? Awesome. iOS synchronization. So Apple devices sync locally through iTunes or on the cloud through iCloud. I love how easy it is to, spot if something is proprietary to Apple. It usually has an I in front of it. So, you don't have to break your head too much about it. So iTunes runs on almost every Mac OS and on almost every Windows PC. It facilitates all types of data, music, video, contacts, pictures, emails, all that stuff can be stored. And it's a simple backup source. And it's easy to recover and to configure because it's pretty much only dealing with its own ecosystem. So
This is for 1001.
1001.
For real life in 1101, they no longer really use iTunes as an all-in-one location. Now everything is broken out into multiple apps. They have a book app, a music app, an applications app. It used to be all in one place. I don't know. And then they have a TV app. I don't know why they devolved it out into multiple apps, but this is unfortunately no longer the case in real life. But with respects to the exam, this is how it is. So this is one of those big breaks from reality versus the test. So sorry about that, PW.
Thank you. We appreciate it. So that's something to keep in mind. For the test, this is what you want to go with. Okay. Local iOS synchronization using iTunes. So the steps for synchronizing your iPhone, iPad, or iPod with iTunes. Can someone read these steps for us? I'm gonna pick on someone real quick. Let's try Yuki. Go ahead, Yuki. Can you read this for us, please?
Sure. Steps for synchronizing iPhone, iPad, or iPod with iTunes. Step 1, open iTunes. Make sure it's the latest version. Step 2, connect device to computer using the USB cable to connect your device to your computer. And step 3, find the connected device.
So you want to open your iTunes. It's probably a good idea that you have the latest version. Make sure your device is connected. Remember that cables have two ends, like Kelly likes to remind us. One of them should be connected to each device that you're trying to sync between your laptop and the mobile device. And then you want to go ahead and click on this little icon here for the device that you're looking for. I think if it's an iPad, it's a slightly different icon, right, Kelly?
What was the last question?
when we're syncing to iTunes. If it's an iPad, it looks slightly different, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the icon's about the same, you know, very slightly.
Isn't it
And
like,
that was at that time. Now they just, they show it almost like it's a hard drive,
okay. All right, awesome.
like you would with an Android on a Windows machine. But I believe you're correct.
Okay, and let's have someone read the next steps here. JR, would you read these for me?
Step
Read
4,
4 and 5, and then we'll go to 6. Thank you.
he said, read to 5,
4 and 5, yeah.
4 and 5. Click on the device. Some tabs appear on the left side of the iTunes window under settings. 5, turn on syncing. You can turn on syncing for music, movies, TV shows, podcasts, books, audiobooks, tones, photos, and info.
So the first thing you want to do is select the device that you want to sync, right? Then you want to turn on the syncing and select the specific things that you want to sync, right? So if you don't want to sync your podcast or your movies, you would select the things that you do and the things that you don't. Again, be mindful of your storage space, right? If you have limited storage space, it's probably not a good idea to sync all your videos, right? Because videos take up a lot of space. All right, and then the last thing would be to hit the sync button or click the sync button at the lower right-hand corner of the screen to sync your content. All right, any questions so far here, guys? Awesome, thank you.
I know many of us do this in our sleep, but remember, if you're an Apple person, you need to know how Android does it. If you're an Android person, you need to know how Apple does it. So
Use
you
this as
made it
exposure
here.
to the side.
Mhm.
Thanks, Ellen. iOS synchronization using iCloud. All right. Ms. Santa, will you read 1 through 3 for us? You're muted.
iCloud require a user account and enough free space. The steps to backup data are: connect your device to Wi-Fi network. In iOS 8 or later, tap setting iCloud backup. In iOS 7 or early, tap setting iCloud storage and backup. Make sure that iCloud backup is turned on. Tap backup now. Stay connected to your Wi-Fi network until the process completes. Make sure the backup finished by tapping setting iCloud storage, manage storage, and then select your device. The backup you just made should appear in the detail with the time and backup size.
Awesome. Thank you, Nasana. Okay, yeah, so the first thing you want to do is have that data connectivity. If you connect to your Wi-Fi network. When we see things like this, settings, and then the greater than sign, iCloud backup, it's kind of like a step-by-step if you're not familiar with it. Setting would be the first step, then going into iCloud would be the second step, and then the last step would be backup. So in this step, we have it for iOS 8, and then iOS 7 or earlier, we also have it here. This is probably a good slide to take a screenshot of if you are not familiar with how to do your backups using iCloud. Then the next step is making sure that you have iCloud turned on, iCloud backup turned on, because remember that just because we have it and doesn't mean that it's going to work. You need to set it in your settings, make sure that it's on, because you're going to be upset if you want to find those pictures that you lost and you find out that your iCloud backup was turned off. It was never backing up. Does anyone have any questions about this slide? Okay. Kevin, what would be the first thing I need to do if I want to back up to the cloud?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Kev. What would be the first thing?
To connect to your Wi-Fi.
Right. Data connectivity. Good job. Thank you. Awesome. And what would be the last thing I'm going
to do? To check the to check that the backup was successful, like in your settings.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. Good job.
Right.
Android synchronization. Since this is Greg's favorite, let's go with Greg. Can you read this for us, Greg?
No problem. All right. Android-based mobile devices don't have a central desktop application similar to iTunes or Apple. Rather, they sync over internet, but only some data sync. Contacts, calendars, and email through Gmail are the only data that sync by default. For every other type of data or media, Android device is treated like a thumb drive. Third-party apps like Double Twist and Dashlane act like iTunes for Apple. Dashlane, never heard of it.
Thank you so much, Greg. So basically, out of the box, if you do nothing to your Samsung Galaxy or to your what's the Google phone call? What is it called? The Google phone? The G?
Pixel.
The Pixel. Thank you. So let's say you get one of those out of the box, right? Your contacts, your calendars, and email are already automatically synced, but other types of data like media won't be automatically synced through.
Was that the Explodophone?
No, don't ever disrespect Google, sir.
Just thought to ask. I couldn't remember off the top of my head if it was.
I had the G1 all the way up to the last pixel here, sir. Don't disrespect us.
You have the G1, Greg?
Yeah, the G1, yeah, with a slide up. Yep.
Yeah, that was my first.
My favorite. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
We digress. All right, let's go on to the next slide here, guys.
Wait, I have a question, right? I'm just trying to understand.
I'll go back. Sorry.
So I don't know. I have an Apple, so this is all. I have an iPhone, so this is all new to me. So what you're saying is that I don't even know how to ask the question. So the data, they have to download another app for their data to have something like iTunes.
So if you want something like iTunes where you can manage it all at the same time, yeah, you have to download that second app. But if you wanted to do individual things, you don't need a separate app. You can treat it like a thumb drive. You know, like how you stick like a flash drive into your PC where you drag the things that you want from your thumb drive into your PC.
So
yeah, it's all modular. You just choose your own flavor of app you want.
Oh, so okay.
It's like Spotify over, like, what's like Deezer? What's the other one's called? It's like you choose your own, like our Pandora versus Spotify. Like you choose.
Okay, so basically you have to choose their own iTunes, right? And then what about the stuff that goes like the Gmail contacts? Where do that stuff go? Does it just get stored into the phone, or does it get stored like?
You have to, so when you buy your phone, like you once you unbox it, I should say, you just log in with your Gmail account. Once you log into your Gmail account, or I should say Gmail account, but you log into your Google account, and that basically sets up your entire phone. So you get that email automatically synced. Everything else, everything Google is synced. That the default stuff like calendar, emails, calendar, and all that stuff. Contacts, sorry.
Okay, but okay, I get it now.
Yeah, all the other stuff though, you just pick your flavor on the rest of the stuff.
page. Okay, so
I'm gonna make her a believer before the end of this whole cohort.
No.
It's looking complicated already. You gotta do extra steps, you know.
No. All right. Okay. We'll see.
All right, we got a short little video here for you guys. It's very short, only a minute long. And I'm gonna play it for you now. Let me know if you guys get the sound.
First, we'll show you how to back up an iPhone, and then we'll show you how to back up an Android phone. Let's get started. On the home screen, tap Settings. Tap.
You guys hearing? Is the audio coming through?
Yes, we heard.
Yes, very, very clear.
Too clear? Are you trying to say too clear, Kelly?
No, I turned down my Zoom. I'm okay.
Tap your Apple ID at the top of the list. If prompted, sign in with your Apple ID. Tap iCloud, then tap the little slider next to the desired apps you want backed up. Tap the iCloud Backup app at the bottom of the list. Turn on iCloud Backup if it's disabled. Tap Backup Now and wait for the backup to complete. Next up, we're going to show you how to back up your Android phone. Just get into your settings menu, and once you're in the settings menu, you can tap the search bar or search button and type Backup. That gets you to the Google Backup section.
A little question there for you guys.
Hide names.
Hide names are at the
bottom right.
What setting?
No, just below where your pointer is. There you go.
So the question is, why did the technician mention to use the search option versus just going to setting and selecting backup, or going to setting and selecting the Google? All right, let's see some of the answers. It's faster, so you can say Google faster. Easier to navigate. Another way to get into setting is faster. Yeah, so seems like we have the overall consensus. It's just a lot quicker to do, right? Like you might not have it easily available to you, or it might be hidden deep within your GUI. So finding it using the search method is a lot quicker. All right, we're gonna continue here with the video.
You should see a toggle button next to Backup to Google Drive, and just below that, the Google account that your info is being backed up to. Make sure the toggle is on, which is to the right. After turning the backup on, go ahead and tap Backup Now. Then just wait for it to complete. And there you go.
Okay, awesome. So for Android, would you be able to use a different backup if you wanted to, guys? And the answer is yes. So good job there, guys. I think that completed that video. Let's go on to the next slide. Windows Phone synchronization. Hold your hand proud if you ever.
I'm just kidding.
Just hold your hand. We all had high dreams for it. I had one. I had one.
we still rooting for you. We're still rooting for you.
I had one.
One day humanity will learn of its mistake.
In reality, you're probably not gonna see many Windows phones out there. But for the exam, you do want to know this. So Windows phones use the Windows Phone app.
I do think they're dropping the Windows Phone for 1101.
Yeah, but if you take it in 1001, you got to know this. To sync their contact, Windows 7 requires third-party apps like Zoom, another one of Greg's favorites. I can't lie, I like Zoom too.
It was awesome. I don't care what you say.
My first MP3 player was a Zoom, and it had like a little display, a little colorful touchscreen. It was so cute. It was expensive. It was like $200.
Mm-hmm.
And Windows cloud service is called OneDrive. I have a OneDrive account. I'm sure some of you guys do too. Very, very convenient, and it's free up to a certain amount. All right. Synchronization issues and pitfalls. All right, let's read about things that can go wrong. How about Shamika? Would you read the incomplete sync and solution for us? If you're reading.
Okay. Incomplete sync. The most common synchronization issue is incomplete sync of data due to connectivity issues, device issues, or even remote infrastructure issues. Sometimes synchronization issues can cause an incomplete downloading or email, or even duplicate emails. Keep going.
Yeah, to read the solution for that when that happens.
Okay. Solution. The most common culprit is connectivity issues with Wi-Fi or cellular connections. The problem is usually resolved by moving the device to an area with stronger signal.
So thank you. So yeah, so this is going to be one of the major, or probably the biggest issue that you're going to have when synchronizing. It's going to be an incomplete sync, and it's the result of losing data connectivity, right? So the best solution to it is moving to an area with better Wi-Fi, or making sure that your whatever connection you're using is secure and strong, so that way you can actually get the things synced that you needed. All right, other problems can be authentication issues. What kind of authentication do we use when syncing, guys? You can spam it in chat, or the first person to know it can come off mute and say it.
It's the question. Sorry, what's the question?
What kind of authentication do we use when synchronizing devices? What is it called?
Oh, that's mine. Oh, sorry, no, that's security. Never mind.
What is the password?
Starts with an M.
Don't just think about email, think about multiple accounts.
Mutual authentication?
Mutual authentication, yes, right? So you basically, one device is the client, which is the device that you're trying to sync, is telling the other device, hey, I am who I am. The other device, usually a server, or if you're backing up to the cloud, it's usually a server, will say, yes, I am who I am too, and they both authenticate that way. And it's called mutual authentication. All right. If OS versions, that could be another issue. Incorrect configuration settings. You might, like I said earlier, if you have a Gmail account and you thought that all your pictures were getting automatically synced, and then but you never turned it on, and then you go back and you realize, oh no, only my emails and my contacts are getting synced, and that's because your settings weren't configured correctly, or you never went in and configured them to begin with. And different providers of the same service could conflict when synchronizing. Okay. Okay, so this is a new, we included also Bluetooth connection to your automobile, to your car, so you can sync. I know this used to happen with my Dodge when I would get in and connect it to the Bluetooth. All my contacts would be on my car as well. So that's a version of synchronization as well, and it's doing using Bluetooth, so it's completely hands-free. All right. I want to remember that if you're using an iOS device, you're going to be using the provided 30-pin or 8-pin lightning cables. For Android, you're going to be using some kind of USB, usually micro B when this for the older ones. And if you're doing it to the cloud, you're connecting to the Wi-Fi or a cellular network. Okay. So with that, it concludes this T session, and by now we should be able to describe the purpose of value of synchronizing data between mobile devices and desktops or laptops, identify the types of data that could be synchronized and the two main synchronization methods used, describe the connection types available to enable synchronization, name the steps to synchronizing data between mobile devices and laptops and desktops, and identify common pitfalls when synchronizing data between mobile devices and laptops or desktops. Does anyone have any questions?